Okay, so I thought I'd run through one of the presets that myself and Mark CZA wrote for SUBPAC. So I've just got a massive here, and I'm going to open that up. I'm also going to open up an analyzer so we can sort of see what's going on the bottom end. Here's our packs already loaded up there. Let's just open up the second one. That's kind of a cool one, and we'll play the note in F. You'll see it hitting quite nicely around 44 Hertz. Now with the SUBPAC, obviously it's great because I'm feeling it. Feels like you're leaning against a subwoofer in a club. It really helps, especially when you're doing sound design, to kind of get a sense of what's going on instead of imagining it. You're not just relying on the spectrum analyzer, but for the purpose of this, it's pretty useful. If we go into this patch, you'll see we've got a few things set up already. I'll play an F again. You'll see as I turn the feel up, I've set it up to give it a bit more bottom end, tame the tops. And it's quite nice. You can really feel it rumble on the SUBPAC, and yeah, it's great. We've got a few other things going on here. We've got the speed of the LFO. I always find these things are pretty good for edits. The LFO is always triggered every time you hit the note, which is pretty cool. And then you have the presence. You get more of a plucky sound there. That kind of tames it as well, that little sustain. Also harmonics. Kind of really comes into play when the presence is up. Distortion as well. If you find the tops a bit harsh, you can maybe turn that down. A bit of space, a bit of effects. Also great, you know, for shaping when you do edits and stuff. Just let it come out a little bit wider. And also changing the shape of the LFO. So we'll reset this preset. And again, using the SUBPAC, it's great to kind of feel the physical dimension of what you're doing. My speakers don't go down to 5 Hertz, so it's a great addition to have that. So, I mean, this sound is 3 oscillators, plus the modulation oscillator and a noise oscillator. Just turn it all off. Have a little listen. That's the first oscillator. That adds a lot of the bottom end, obviously. You can see that in the spectrum analyzer. I'm sure if I turn the feel up. Yeah, there you go. You'll probably just hear the noise now. There you go. So that's basically what it is. The patches I do are pretty straightforward. There's nothing too mental going on. But again, when you're making patches, using the SUBPAC is very helpful. If we go to our routing, in this case, we have, this is a bypass. Okay, we're not using that. Okay. In this case, the sub is all coming from that third oscillator. We have our LFO, which is a number 5. We got little crossfades here. Being modulated, these different shapes we're using here. The speed is on the 1. And I always like to restart with basses just so they're more consistent. Other people like to have it random, but that, you know, it's a matter of taste. With the feel, a bit of low end comes in, the high shelf comes in. There's probably a bit of volume somewhere as well. Generally, it's quite a simple patch, and I find simple patches work very well, you know. Well, that's an example of one of the presets. But as you can see, there's a lot you can do with it. Even just using these macros, it's a lot of fun. I mean, you can make a whole tune and automate all this stuff, and you're going to get something quite interesting coming out. So the main point is using the SUBPAC, well, especially when writing the music, it just gives you that extra edge, especially when it comes to low end, which is, at the end of the day, what we want when we play our tunes out in the club. So I fully recommend getting one. I can't live without mine, to be honest. So it's always on.